Hello everyone. You are listening to this audiobook on channel Voice for Purpose by NSS IIT Bombay.
Arunima Sinha. Today we are going to talk about an inspiring tale of a girl who conquered the Everest of determination. Failure is not when we fall short of achieving our goals. It is when we don't have goals worthy enough. There are inspiring stories, and then there are stories that shook you to the very core. These are not just life stories, these are tales of valor, determination, and perseverance. These stories celebrate a spirit that is so rare in this world, where everyone wants to opt for the easy way. Today, we got an opportunity to tell you such a story. Arunima Sinha, the first amputee in the world to climb Mount Everest, had a tough life. No wonder that this woman has achieved feats that no one would have even imagined. Life was never a bed of roses for Arunima Sinha, who was born on 20th July 1988 in Ambedkar Nagar in Lucknow. Losing a father at a young age of 3 years can be deeply shocking for anyone, but Arunima overcame the challenge and she pursued her goals in sports and was able to bag a job with CISF. In 2011, she got a letter from CSIF. Arunima was over the moon. However, in a weird twist of fate, her birth date was wrongly mentioned in the letter. The turning point of Arunima's life. Arunima left for Delhi to get the incorrect date on her call letter rectified. She was traveling in the general coach of the train, Padma Express. Soon, some goons entered the coach. They tried to pull Arunima's gold chain. Arunima resisted their attempts, so they started attacking her. All this was happening in front of other passengers, but they did not bother to help her. The goons picked up Arunima and threw her out of the train. She collided with an oncoming train and fell on a train track. Before she could move, another train passed over her leg. The accident is a blot on humanity. What followed was even worse. Arunima spent the night bleeding on the railroad tracks. It was later discovered that 49 trains went through the area that night. There was no one who could aid her. Some local person took her to the hospital the next morning. Her leg had to be amputated due to her injuries. Arunima felt every minute of the surgery because there was no anesthetic. The hospital was devoid of even the most basic facilities. A stray dog barged into Arunima's chamber and began munching on her amputated leg. When Arunima was fighting for life in the hospital, the train accident reached the media. The whole incident was used by different factions of the society for their own publicity. Some people even labeled it as a failed suicide attempt. Indian Railways was ordered to give her compensation of 5 lakh rupees after an investigation. The sports ministry offered her compensation and she was taken to the All India Institute of Medical Sciences for further treatment. I have preserved the ticket to this day, and I am not a weak person that I shall think of committing suicide. But anyway, I gave up on the police the moment they came out with so many falsehoods. Sinha told the Telegraph. We cannot even imagine how traumatic the entire episode was for Arunima. Any normal person would have lost his or her spirit in front of such adversity. However, Arunima is not a normal soul. She had unbelievable courage and decided to bounce back strongly. When she was lying on the hospital bed, she gave herself a dream. After recovering, she started chasing this one dream that gave her the strength to live. It is perhaps at the lowest point of our life that we realize our greatest strength. With her determination, Arunima became comfortable with her prosthetic limb in just a couple of days. Soon she went to meet Bachendri Pal, the first Indian woman to climb Mount Everest. Arunima spoke to the story about what message Pal gave her. She said, Arunima, in this condition you made such a huge decision. Knowing that you had already conquered your inner Everest, now you only need to climb the mountain just to show the world what you are made up of. The journey that changed her life. The next step was an 18 months course from Nehru Institute of Mountaineering. Arunima started with smaller peaks and had some near-death experiences. She did not let these obstacles stop her. She received a grant from Nehru Institute of Mountaineering and was later sponsored by Tata Steel. Climbing Mount Everest with 2 good legs is difficult enough, but think how impossible it would have been with a prosthetic leg. Even finding a Sherpa who would understand and support Arunima in this crazy adventure was challenging. Finally, everything fell in place and Arunima set on the most important journey of her life. There were challenges at every turn. Overcoming these, she conquered the Everest on 21st May 2013. Arunima has never believed in fate or destiny. She believes that we chart our own paths in life. She scripted her life story on that hospital bed itself and followed it to the T. Her life is nothing short but a tale of inspiring stories. After Mount Everest, Arunima continued scaling other peaks as well. She has conquered the highest peaks in all 7 continents. She has climbed Mount Kilimanjaro in South Africa, Mount Elbrus in Russia, and Mount Kosciuszko in Australia by 2014. In January 2019, Arunima added another feather on her illustrious cap. She became the first female amputee to climb Mount Vinson, the highest peak of Antarctica. Arunima's achievements and more importantly her spirit was honored by the University of Strathclyde, a prestigious UK university, in November 2018. She was conferred with the honorary doctorate at their graduation ceremony. Arunima is an inspiration to amputees around the world. Not only has she shown real spirit, courage, and determination in overcoming adversity, but she is also using her compassion and positivity to help other people. Arunima embodies the value of Strathclyde, and we are delighted to recognize her achievements by making her an honorary doctor of the university, said Professor Jim MacDonald, Principal and Vice Chancellor of the University of Strathclyde, to India Times. It was truly an overwhelming moment for Arunima. Lastly, I would like to end this by one of Arunima's quotes. The real flight of this hawk is impending. Still, this bird is yet to be tested for real. Though I have leaped over the seas, well, the entire sky is still remaining to fly. And make sure that I am gonna do it with all my heart and all my soul. Thank you.
So hope you guys had fun. Please like, share and subscribe to this channel for more interesting audiobooks.